Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are live. My name is the guy that lives in Marlboro that does a show that nobody cares about, and it's Fire.
Are those for your pre-rolled
Yeah,
joints?
yeah. We pre-roll over here in Marlboro. I don't know if you realize. I'm not sure
Oh
if
my!
anyone knows, but there's really nothing that goes on here, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal to me. But yeah, welcome back, Cal Fody.
Thanks,
You're
man.
here.
I'm here. I'm alive.
How you doing, buddy? What's new? What's going on? Of course, we talked previously, but let's delve right into the symptoms. How many people have you infected, and/or are you the cause of this entire thing?
Yeah, right. No, so we were for photographing and videoing or filming a wedding, and it was really small. It was like 10 people, including me and Amberlynn. And the groom had previous contact with his son, and his son works for Rensselaer County Jail. He's a part of the sheriff's department, so needless to say, he got COVID from an inmate, and then he passed it on to the groom, who then passed it on to everybody at the wedding.
Oh, that's wonderful. Must have been a great experience.
Oh yeah, fantastic. It's hard, man, because I know him like personally. He's in our hall, and
Right,
it's
right.
and it's hard to like fight that feeling of being aggravated and like how could you be so stupid? But
Right.
you know, it is what it is. Thankfully, I'm pretty much got over it in about a week. I still got some like lasting effects, but
And
obviously,
there again, it goes back to the point of how much people don't really know about this thing.
yeah, right.
It's a completely different element than anything that we're used to. You know, they had the Spanish flu, they had Ebola. It's like this is a
Right.
completely different thing.
Right.
Something that's brand new.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things that it's like no matter where you go, it's the first time I feel like in our history where no matter where you go, it's there.
Yeah.
You can't escape to any country and not have it be there.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
done with
just
that conversation. I just wanted to let people know that you were happy and healthy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we're definitely surviving it. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
which it happened, but we're getting through it. There's nothing much going on in our life. Everything that kind of was going on was put to a standstill, and we're just recovering now.
Right. Well, talk to me.
Uh,
Talk to me about this company. Talk to me about what the next move is, as far as like because I know you're doing weddings and stuff like that, and
yeah.
I know you're excited to do different projects also. So talk about that.
Yeah. So we obviously, but for the audience out there, we decided to um, start a photography and videography company, me and my wife. Um, and honestly, it was just more of like a means to an end of we were both sick of our careers that we were in, and we were like, well, we kind of want to be our own boss, make our own schedule. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, like you said, we're doing the wedding thing right now just because it's the easiest way to get money
No
and just
shortage of weddings around here.
yeah, right. Yeah, people are always getting married. Um, so that's, I mean, honestly, it's not my favorite thing to do. It is fun the
Right.
day of, but it's one of those things. It'll definitely get old and repetitive. But so that's really going to be our moneymaker for now, stuff like that. We might go into like doing some real estate and stuff like that. But honestly, the things I'm most excited about are more of the personal projects, like the thing I'm doing with you.
Thankfully, I swooped in and saved this company with my life story.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's yeah, like the doc we're doing with you.
Super
That's
pumped.
yeah, for sure, man. If we can ever start filming
Can
again.
we talk about that a little bit? Like, can
Yeah.
we start telling people like what's in store? Like what?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I would say we haven't really planned out enough to say to give away too much anyways.
Right. Well, like the stuff that we filmed, if I may,
Yeah.
the first day of filming was, you know, we're kind of getting used to things and sort of how we all work together, and of course,
Right.
you know, I'm Cal's trying to help me to tell my story in a very an easier way than I probably could have, because it would be long and drawn out if I tried to do it by myself. But it's we're very I am very excited to be working with him, and also to have to show people what it's like, not as much as a journey of like making money or whatever, or you know, being famous. It's more of a journey of self success, you know?
Yeah.
It'll
Right.
tell a story that most people aren't used to seeing.
Definitely. Definitely. Honestly, it'll probably just, hopefully be a way for people to look at themselves after that and be like, well, I'm going to do, what makes me happy.
Hmm. We are gonna sell it to Netflix for $50 billion, so get ready for that,
Oh,
little
man.
egg.
I've come to find out it's honestly not as hard as you would think. Maybe not Netflix, but some of these platforms like Amazon. You look at some of the Trick or Treat, it's coming from your mouth, Trick or Treat movies and documentaries and stuff that end up on Amazon Prime. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Listen, if the Catch Me Outside girl can get a documentary, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, honestly, but Netflix specifically has like standards. If you, well, I think it's only for Netflix originals. They have a camera list, but you can only you have to film your documentary like 80% of it on these specific cameras.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is kind of a standard, at least if you want to make a Netflix original.
That's
But
interesting.
honestly, man, like having it go to YouTube, I feel like is our best move, just because.
Yeah. Oh, of course. And you know what? YouTube has always been the constant in a lot of our lives. You know, especially all of us who were around when YouTube started. You know,
Right.
it's a big thing. You know, and especially now when they're doing YouTube TV and stuff like that, and you know, a lot of the other avenues that come with YouTube, like selling concert tickets, and you know,
Yeah.
just definitely like getting your name out there type stuff. It's a great program, you know, and especially it's easier when a lot of your stuff is already on YouTube. You know,
Right. Right.
it's not gonna be a huge deal. Like the video will actually upload. You won't have to go through all this other stuff, I don't think.
Yeah. There's not hoopla that you have to go through. It's you create it. You're ready to post it. You post it. People
There it
watch it,
goes. Yeah,
and that's rinse and repeat.
pretty
So
much.
there's in that way, it's a direct contact to your audience.
Yeah,
You're not having to go through all the production managers and all this crazy other stuff
right.
that
It's
yeah,
just your own thing.
yeah, for sure.
So to kind of set the stage, what we've started to do is, you know, go to where my old stomping grounds are, and kind of start the story from that point as far as filming right now. I don't know necessarily how the whole thing's going to start, and we'll have to talk about that. But it was a big day and a big section of the documentary that is going to be a key element in the stuff that I do. So, you know, hopefully we can continue once this whole thing kind of settles down, and we're hoping to have it complete as soon as we can. You know,
Yeah,
but, it's gonna be great when it's finished. I have no doubt.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm excited. That first day, and we're just starting out too. So that first day,
Right.
I like looking back at some of the footage. I'm like, not the best, but like there was definitely a lot of like the main parts and the gems are there, like
Sure.
the stuff that we need to get across.
Right,
Um,
exactly. Like the more important points.
yeah, for sure. I've come a long way since then, as far as filming techniques and gear and getting just more comfortable with my camera and all that
Right.
good stuff.
Right.
So
Exactly.
next time we film the next section, it'll be 100% better.
Yeah. And it's like anything, Cal. Like everything is going to take time. I can
Yeah,
remember the first time I got on stage ever, and now looking to the last few times that I've been up there, it just I completely leave my anxiety when I walk up on stage. A lot of people bring it with them, but nowadays it's like I completely flip the script when it comes to what I do now as opposed to back then.
right. Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
like it's time. It's all time.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Have you been watching? Have you been watching The Mandalorian?
Oh, dude, I finished. Yeah, I finished that. I'm trying
Yeah.
to honestly, I'm trying to watch through the Clone Wars right now.
The
And
original?
then no, like the TV show. I'm on season 6. We just started season 6,
Ah,
and that's when it starts to get good. But
yeah.
honestly, man, I have to like piece it out. I can't binge watch that show because I get so frustrated with the idiots of the Jedi Council, and it seems so obvious with Palpatine being like. I'm like,
I
is
know.
everybody in the show a moron? Like
Right.
nobody's listening.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
It's interesting now because them doing that is kind of like a Marvel type move where they really have to piece everything together. And this is
Yeah,
going to be like they have never told these Star Wars stories before. That's what's
right.
crazy about all of this stuff is that a lot of people have only heard bits and pieces and Easter eggs about what's happening. But now that they're actually revealing it, it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, yeah. It all starts to come together.
Yeah, like we never thought in a million years that we would see the character of Ahsoka outside of the Clone Wars series.
Right,
But now
right.
that she's been in The Mandalorian and has her own series coming up,
Yeah,
it's going to be very, very interesting to see where this goes. The sucky thing is this, though. I learned that a lot of these new series are only going to have like 10 episodes,
yeah,
and then that's it.
yeah, yeah. Kind of
So,
just like origin story. I feel like with Ahsoka, it's gonna. Obviously, I don't know how the Clone Wars ends yet because I'm only on season 6.
we're
But I
going to
feel
watch
like
Rebels
it's
after that.
yeah, yeah. That's my next. That's our next tackling point. Honestly, anything after like when Anakin becomes Darth Vader, I love, but I can only take so much of like the Clone Wars era of Star Wars because it just starts to take me off.
Right, right. Yeah, man, that live action stuff is so funny to watch. It's like, holy cow. It's completely different from the Clone Wars. And what was
Yeah,
funny is
yeah,
that, like, back in the day, they had the original Clone Wars series, which I think me and
right,
Taze talked about years or a while ago, was that it was hand drawn and it was like Cartoon Network, not on all
right,
these platforms. This is
right.
2003 was the last time that they did something like that. So, to have all this live action stuff is going to be really, really cool. Like, I'm
Yeah,
blown
yeah,
away. I'm blown away with what they've done in this series.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, man. And it was interesting to see how well they displayed the characters in live action that you've never seen before, like Ahsoka and what's her name? She's a Mandalorian. What's her name? You know
Carnell
what I'm talking
Johnson.
about? Yeah, She was part of the Death Watch,
Yeah.
and then
I
um,
can't remember her name either, but
and
I
it's
know
the
who you're talking
same.
about.
It's the same voice, and her character. She looks exactly like her
Right.
character.
I wish they
Yeah,
would have done that with Ahsoka.
yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because there's so much time in between.
Right. Rosario Dawson did a good job, though. She's a brilliant actor. Um,
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of that girl, but in the show, that's the daughter of the woman that like had a relationship with Obi-Wan.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, it's interesting to see that timeline. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what they're going to do. I've had my doubts, as have many people who are Star Wars fans,
Right. Yeah.
about what it is that's going to happen with these series. But I gotta say, for what I've seen, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, definitely, man. I feel like they had to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy and
Oh
like,
man, they should have done that a long time ago.
yeah,
They should have just
definitely.
sold
Well,
it to Jon
definitely.
Favreau.
Yeah. Honestly, man, he's the. I feel like he's the key.
He saved this entire series.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
look at the movies that we've had to deal with now. It's like The Last Jedi was awful, and then
Oh, yeah.
Episode 9 had to basically backtrack
Yeah.
to what happened before.
Yeah, it had this like speed run through like try to explain all the crap that they missed in The Last Jedi.
Right. Like, I bet that director will not ever be a part of Star Wars again.
Yeah. And there's just so much stuff that is I feel like stupid with that saga too. It's just like Rey instantly picks up a lightsaber and boom, she's an amazing Jedi and stuff like that.
Right.
I But you see those, I don't know, you see those inconsistencies throughout the whole Star Wars
Sure.
because like we got to the point where in the Clone Wars series where Darth Maul becomes a character again, which obviously makes sense. He's a fan favorite, but he instantly picks up a lightsaber after being in a hobbling, like living in filth for so many years, and he's instantly stronger and like this macho, amazing Sith Lord, you know?
He's a savage, bro. He's got to clean up the streets.
Yeah.
No, man. He is a fan favorite. That's 100% sure. I mean, I flipped when I saw him at the end of Solo. And to
Oh,
see
right.
because the original actor came back to portray him.
Yeah, yeah.
Ray Park. And I was like, what in the world is happening right now? Are they like bringing him into the series or something like that? And I've heard rumors and I've heard this and that.
Right.
I'm just going to say this right now. This is what I want as a fan. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I spoil it. I'm sorry if I switch governments or that, I go a different way than one way. But that's just who I am. And if you don't like this show, then you don't understand what I'm trying to say here, people. Cal is a OG. He knows what I'm talking about. This isn't a secret. I'm not going to the state about this. We're not going to court and holding it in the corner. This is just how I feel raw. Rebels. At the end of the series, when Obi-Wan and Darth Maul go through their little spat, because it wasn't a fight. I hate to tell you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news and to, bring out a judge and jury, but it was not a fight. Okay? It lasted however many seconds, and all the fans are disappointed. I get what they're trying to do. I understand that they're trying to go back to Qui-Gon and that he's learned all this and that whole hierarchy.
Right, right.
But listen to me now. Nobody cares about that. If you're gonna fight, if you're gonna have a Jedi and a Sith Lord fight, have it last long. Have it do something to show them that they've gone through this entire conflict. If you're in a fight with somebody and you don't forget about that for 20 years, it's not just gonna end like this.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different opinions on that, and I've heard you say this before with when you had the pod with what's his name, Taze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go as into an extensive rant on it, but
yeah. No, I agree though, man, because it's like you see the battles that they have in the Clone Wars, and it makes more sense. Right. But then to go from that to that, it's like, yeah, it just doesn't. No,
it's a waste. It's a waste of talent. They could have had that fight, and all the fans would have been impressed and stuff like that. And I mean, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that a lot of people didn't like it, but for me as a fan, that was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw was Episode 1.
Right.
Darth Maul is not a moron.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay?
Yeah.
He knows how to fight. And that battle with him, like with Savage Opress and Darth Maul and Sidious and the Clone Wars, I don't know if you've gotten to that.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Even if it's just like a figment of the imagination, it's still one of the greatest fights on there.
That was a great battle. Yeah, for sure.
You know? So the rumor I'm hearing is that he's either going to show up sometime in The Mandalorian or the Obi-Wan series.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
In my mind, that would make sense.
Even if it's like a prequel or something, you know, so like even if it's bringing him back to the past and not like carrying forward after Solo, it would still be, you know, just bring it back. He's cool.
Do something. You know, it would just be interesting to kind of look at. But I can't remember when this Obi-Wan series is, like the time frame. I believe it's like 10 years after Episode 3.
Yeah, I can't remember. And they're not coming out anytime soon either. They're all like a minimum of next year, I'm pretty sure. Like the next live action movie is going to be in 2023, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are pretty far off from being a thing. And a lot of them are just to be determined because we were just looking this up. Amberlynn and I were, because of just excited to see more. But
dude, everybody's pumped about that. Everyone is pumped about that, myself included. I cannot wait for all of it.
Yeah,
really,
definitely, man.
Season 3 of The Mandalorian's 2021. The Kenobi series is 2022.
Oh, okay.
We still got to wait a whole nother year.
Yeah.
And we may not even get the answer to the question.
Right.
I hope they do, bro. I really, really do. I think that people will want to see something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I just watched a documentary about Studio 54. Oh, these stupid pop-ups. Get out of here. Studio 54, and it was a club in New York, and it was popular for a lot of different reasons. And I'm thinking, like, in my conversations with you about musicians, I feel like trends in music is always a factor for everybody. Like, and when I say trends, I mean the way you look, what you're talking about, the way you sound. How important do you think that is to, like, Disquiet's music? Do you think that because Jonas sings all these songs, and in my mind it has a theme.
Oh, gotcha.
So I guess when I ask that question, it's the complete style of the band. Is it usually based on one sound? Or are you always experimenting with something else?
I mean, I would definitely say that there's a disquiet sound in general, where if you listen to our music, you can say, yeah, okay, that sounds like you guys. But like the stuff that we are slowly recording is much different than, or I'd like to say is much different than Disquiet's first album. Just because it's new people, you know. Jonas is the only original member, and with that, there's been multiple guitarist changes and
right.
At least 2 different drummers before he landed on Steve, and then me later. So the songs that he's written and hasn't recorded yet have completely changed from when he first wrote them. So in that way, it's always experimenting, it's always changing, and the stuff that we've written together, the new lineup, me, Steve, and Jonas, it's still Disquiet for sure, but it's changed, a fair amount.
Yeah.
We tend to experiment, but there's always a certain Disquiet sound.
Sure.
Because you got Jonas, he's got a certain way that he sings, and he likes
like he's going to the opera and he's got front row.
Yeah. Yeah, he tends to put like a lot of reverb and delay on the vocals just to make it sound more ambient, and I don't know, just
he does have a fantastic voice in general,
Yeah, for sure.
It's very, very good.
It's very unique too. It's
unique.
Not like when you listen to him sing, you can tell it's Jonas for sure. Right. And he surprises you with his range too. He doesn't really write songs and he doesn't get up into that range too much. Because he can't really sustain it too long. Like if you ever, sometimes towards the end of a show, he'll start to crack. His voice starts to crack, and he'll avoid those higher notes.
It's exhausting.
Yeah,
it is
for
exhausting. Sure. Like I once played a show here in Keene, and I had I don't know if it was a sinus infection or whatever, but my allergies were kicking.
Right.
And I had pineapple juice after pineapple juice that's supposed to like clear out your throat and get some stuff.
Oh, really?
And I had a show that night.
Yeah.
It just would not go away, and it was the most garbage sounding show that I've ever played. And I was I was giving it everything I could to try and get those right notes, but it can make or break a show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, he definitely has a big vocal range that he doesn't bust out a lot, but I wish he did, honestly, because I feel like it would add, if he trained it a little bit more than he does. Like he tends to be more of like some people, how they get like hardcore with training their vocal cords and taking care of them. Like they give up coffee and they only drink tea, and they just go hardcore. Jonas will grab a slice of pizza and then go up on stage. Like,
Dog, oh my word. Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
And cheese and dairy, dude, just
the worst.
Destroys your vocal cords, dude.
We played a show once like that. I was starving, and this is like, if anything, this is what needs to help me keep my weight under control. Right here, it's like right before a show, you're amped. You're like, I'm ready. I'm ready to take on the universe. I'm ready to kick this show right where it stands. But it's like, you get so excited that you're with your buddies, you're hanging out, and then you're like, let's get pizza. You get up on stage, and it's like,
it happens, man. That's the great thing about being backup vocals and guitarist. I don't care. If I'll sing some notes, that's about it. But
you're a fine singer too. I didn't realize that, it would be such a great team up between you two as far as vocals go. I had that with Sully. We were really good as far as like his harmonies were good and mine were good, and Sebastian too. So it's like when we were kicking on all cylinders, it sounded like something completely different. So, and now that I see you guys get together, it's like, wow, what a great chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, and honestly, I'm glad that Steve kind of kicks in there once in a while, too, because it definitely adds.
He's got his little headset. He looks like he's going to Mars.
His little Justin Bieber headset there. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, exactly. I hate that
thing. He looks like Danny DeVito if his hair was up higher.
Yeah. Oh, man. That thing.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Dude, that thing never works either. He's always having troubles with his stupid headset. Yeah, we can never hear him, and
that's hilarious.
Oh man, but
wow, hilarious. We've had a lot of shows together, my friend. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do when this thing is over, as far as like, what kind of show I want to do now that things are changing. I had I had kind of had this concept, and if the audience doesn't like this, I understand. But I had thought about, you know, what me and Cal are doing for my documentary right now, and there was always like a comedy aspect, and there's a comedy aspect in this show too. So when people listen to the podcast, they're gonna know that I tell stories and do all this kind of stuff. But I was kind of thinking about peppering my act these days with like maybe a couple comedy stories. There's Nick Offerman is tremendous at doing that. He has his own show, separate comedy routine, and he plays a few songs and stuff like that. And I was kind of thinking of trying that out myself, because I've been through a lot of things, and this documentary is going to teach it and stuff. But I always wanted to see if people thought like my stories were funny, because I think they're hilarious. And it kind of a lot of times these comedians are closet musicians. They always had aspirations of going on stage, and I had always had aspirations of doing some comedy. So I didn't know if like how it would work, or how people would receive it, but I think I may try it. Kind of add something new to my docket of stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man. Gotta experiment.
Because you yourself, you played a lot of acoustic guitar before you were ever in the band, and it even on your own, you were a fine musician there too. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I tried some different stuff. I fooled around with doing like live loops on stage, and like doing stuff with that.
you know who does that?
A lot of people.
Well, one guy that does it the best, and I gotta pay him his dues on this. Mason and Christine, over here, my two friends that are married.
Oh, okay.
They got married, and I got them a present because for their wedding or whatever.
Yeah.
And what they told me about this concert that I got them was that the player it was just him, just one person, and he just used his pedals the entire concert, and didn't have any backup vocals, nothing. And it was Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He is absolutely incredible when it comes to multitasking. Mm-hmm. And to learn that type of stuff as a performer, whether it be comedy or coordination or anything that you really want to do, I think it's very, very important to sort of challenge yourself to new styles of playing, new notes, as you were speaking about the vocal range. I think that's always a good idea, to challenge yourself.
Definitely, man. Yeah, Ed Sheeran is definitely one of the OG masters of doing live looping.
Yeah.
It's just him with his guitar, and he makes all kinds of sounds and noises come out of that thing. It's cool. Yeah, definitely.
And his covers, I don't know if you've ever heard him play any covers at all, but they're brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. He rewrites them really well.
Yeah. Oh my word. It's interesting to see perspectives like that.
Right.
Like David Bowie's songs are covered. Boyce Avenue, who's a famous cover band on YouTube, has been on YouTube forever. Yeah. And they have 6 volumes of covers. It's interesting to see how they really display their skills and look at songs from another level. Because you and I hear one thing and we get used to it. You and I are used to doing that one thing. But as I said, it's like just to see the perspective of somebody else as a second eye looking in. It's very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. But hey, we're gonna record some stuff too, though.
Yes.
Once we can actually get together, man.
I know.
I got Logic all ready to go.
Oh. Yes, I'm so pumped to finally be using that equipment again. Oh, I swear. I deserve it. Thank you.
Oh man.
No, but it's gonna be interesting, bro.
Because we've kind of got some you've kind of got some stuff that you want specifically to record just for the doc.
Yeah. Yeah, I have songs that are really, really ready to go, and I'm going to be featuring a lot of Soda stuff on this, as well as like my experimental stuff and my acoustic stuff. So the variety in this thing is going to be written specifically for this documentary.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be coming out with an EP. We're probably going to release it as that. Just a few songs to sort of tell the story a little bit better. Hopefully add to the perception of different styles of my writing. So,
yeah.
But I'm pumped for that, dude. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that because these songs that I've written, these new ones, are probably some of the best stuff I've ever done. When you just get on a roll, you sit down, you start writing, I got this on track.
Oh, yeah. Before you know it, it's done. Yeah, it's done. For sure. Yeah, that's always a great moment. Yeah.
What would you want to do a documentary on? Like, what would be interesting for you to film as far as, like, future projects?
Honestly, man, I want to, for those who don't know, my favorite place in the world will always be Japan.
Kenya.
Kenya. I mean, it might be cool. Who knows? But no, Japan is my first love. I fell in love with Japan before I fell in love with my wife. Oh yeah, 100%. And she knows that too. No, just kidding. But I was lucky enough to go there for a month with my buddies before I got married. But I want to take Emerald back so bad. And she did kind of her own research on Japan, and she really is like really hyped to go too.
Did they throw a Nintendo at you when you were in the streets?
Yeah. Honestly, man, you would love it too. Like it's so different from anything you can possibly imagine. Right. And I forget who said it on your podcast, but it was
Theodore Brown.
It was one of your buddies. I forget if it was like Andrew or
Andrew. I can't wait to have him on the show again.
What did he say? Oh, you guys were just like arguing about something about Japan.
That's
and he
shocker.
Said, he said like, oh, Japan's like the most technological place in the. I'm ranting at this point. I'll tell you what I was going to say earlier, but it made me think of this. And what did he say? Oh, Japan. He said Japan is the most technological advanced place in the world, and it's so false, that statement. Everybody thinks that. But maybe it was so in the 80s. But dude, they still use the fax machine.
Japan?
Yeah, they still fax everything. You walk into a convenience store and there's a fax machine just sitting there waiting for you to use. It's so weird. But then like some stuff, it is true because you have like their toilets with the built-in bidets and
my God, don't talk to me about bidets.
Okay. Those bidets. Okay,
can I just say one thing right now about those trick-or-treat operations? Okay,
bro. Once you do it once, you never go back to toilet paper. Do you have any idea
what you're putting into your body? You are not meant to get water shoved up a little capsule like that, okay? First of all, it's against the law. That's number one. Secondly, if you get caught doing that in other states, you get arrested. This thing is not healthy. If you cannot fall on a certain amount of water without dying.
Oh my goodness.
It's a danger.
Man. Bro, once you do it once, you will never go back to paper. Like, I'm not to get too deep into toilet talk.
Cal, Listen, you're supposed to leave certain bacteria in your body. If you keep wiping it away like that, you're gonna get a disease. I'm just saying.
Oh man, no,
This isn't
but like,
Canada, you know. No one just does everything for you here. You got to figure this out.
oh man,
I gotta help
no, but
everybody
Japan,
on this show. I swear to God.
no, Japan, dude, it's the food, the culture, the people it's all awesome.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it. Anybody that goes there will absolutely love it. It's the safest place in the world. It's easy to navigate. The public transportation system is amazing.
The bullet train?
The bullet train is fantastic, man.
Does it go 300?
Kilometers. Yeah, I think it tops out at like 200 miles an hour.
See, people? Big brain. Small head.
Oh man. But no, so I don't know what it would be, but I really want to make a movie about Japan. But here's the thing. There's so many YouTubers that have done it. And there's so many
Movies about
YouTubers that
Japan?
are movies about Japan, documentaries specifically.
Godzilla?
And they're all they're all the same thing. So I'm trying to think of what I would do. I don't know, but whatever it would be, I want to make a movie, either maybe not about Japan, but based in Japan.
Maybe me on tour eventually. And we can make a video about me being the tour guide and having no idea where I'm going.
Oh man. No, but that is something I thought of, man.
The tour? Yeah, me too.
Well, yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine me as your tour guide in Japan? Yes, these are Mulan's lamps when she left for the war.
Mulan is Chinese.
Oh, right. Same thing.
Oh man.
Mulan's
No, but
Chinese?
yeah.
Oh, I thought she was like Korean or something.
No, oh my god.
Okay, well, no, I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
But no, I'd love to like have a Sam Clapp documentary sequel, like Sam Takes on Japan or something, you know. I think that would be pretty sick.
That would be amazing.
But the hard part is to get a sponsor, and then we all go for free.
Don't need a sponsor. I got the hookup. It's okay.
Oh, there we go.
Just let me handle it. That'd be awesome. I really wanted to.
I am serious about that though. I want that's.
Yeah, that would be cool.
In all seriousness, Japan something.
Sweet.
But for sure, yeah.
I've had friends that have been going there for many years actually before the pandemic hit. They kind of frequented that place, and they loved it. They loved the food. They loved the area. You know, they thought it was great.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hey, you never know. You never really know. That'd be cool. I would like to do. I would like to do documentaries about, you know, like the whole self-success thing, which is what this documentary is based on. I would love to do something like that. You know, like people's, you know, not necessarily like, you know, famous or whatever, but if their show is positive and enthusiastic and they love doing it, it would be interesting just to see like how the other side lives. You know what I'm saying? Like how they have their own journey of self-success. It doesn't necessarily have to be on any types of platforms. You know, as we discussed.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I would do.
Definitely, man. Well, that's the reason I would like to do like a theme like that for like, but traveling to Japan, because like a lot of people, they find, maybe this sounds like super cliche, but they find themselves when they go somewhere and they travel and they experience like new things in their life. Yeah. It doesn't have to be specifically anywhere in particular, but that's the thing about traveling, man, is you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's interesting that you say that, Cal, because like I can think of a time in my writing where, you know, you get to that sort of one song And that could be it for you. You know, you discover something new about yourself every time you take a leap like that, you know, especially in travel.
Yeah.
You know, people do that all the time. But when I would, for me personally, as of right now in life, that happened to me when I was writing. When I started writing songs for Soda, instead of just being in the background with all these ideas, it was a completely different, you know, avenue of progress.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see how much I learned in those little moments. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big growing thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know. So, no, that's cool. I honestly, that's really why I like traveling too. You know, even in all these years that I've been going to Florida and playing shows in Florida and just meeting people, you know, friends that I'll probably have for the rest of my life. It's like, it's so funny to think what you have in common as opposed to, you know, how their culture is. Just down in a certain area, you know. It's it's very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, you've never like that's just you've experienced that even just with
just in the U.S. Yeah,
domestic travel. Yeah.
Yep. I really want to go to Canada. I've seen Canada.
Canada's great, man.
And I want to try their poutine.
Oh, poutine's fantastic. Yeah.
But like, because you know the U.S. does a version of that. But it's like, I wonder what it tastes like over there.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's completely different. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I probably should order some Chinese food tonight. What do you think, Cal?
Yeah, man.
Permission granted.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Thank you, sir.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. We're all home. We can't go anywhere. You
know, I tell you what. Since I can't go out of my house right now, eat it for both of us.
Nice. I need the energy.
Yeah.
You know, I have a show to do, Cal. Speaking of which, I'm putting you on the spot. When is the next Brews coming out?
Oh,
Stop delaying. I'm getting annoyed.
Honestly, man, I don't know. I just got to get my act together, honestly, and start putting it out. I keep delaying it, man, because at first I was like, well, I have all this stuff recorded. I'm going to put out 3 episodes and end the year with it, and then kind of figure out the plan for this year. But that never happened. So now, and then I was like, well, let me start off January and go hard and, you know, get like an episode a week.
Right.
And that kind of, you know, January 2nd, we did that wedding, and January 3rd, I found out I had COVID, or I found out I was exposed to COVID. So then that started the process of quarantining. So I haven't been out of my house since January 3rd. So wait, what is that, like 15 days? Something like that? Yeah.
Are you getting groceries?
No, we've had people drop off stuff.
Okay.
But once you test positive, because I didn't test positive until probably like 4 days later, you can't leave the house. It's crazy, but you know, thankfully, you know, not to keep on this subject. I don't. I was talking about
talk about COVID.
Yeah, I know.
And it's all my fault for even like trying.
Yeah, no. It's so that being said, I've just been delaying the podcast. Like I have kind of a one-track mind, man, and I struggle with this so much. I can't do too many projects at once. As much as I want to, I end up focusing 100% of my energy to the one thing I'm most interested in.
Right.
And right now that was getting better at filming, just because I felt like is the most essential to growing the business. Right. But like that has kind of fallen into a place where that'll just come with time, each project I do.
Oh, sure.
So right now I kind of have to batten down the hatches and focus on actually building the brand and doing like more business related side of things. I've gotten a lot of help from my friends that are videographers in this area, and they've all said you need to focus on getting your business established and all the other stuff. Don't worry about the creative side of things, because you're a creative person. That's just going to come naturally.
Yeah, and a lot of times the creativity can come to you.
Yeah, exactly. So it was more important for me to then focus on building a brand, and I'm still really working on that. I haven't gotten too far on that. But yeah, honestly, man, I want to get it together. I don't know if the panel can still be a thing. I'm not sure where everybody else is in their life right now.
I can tell you right now, George is sitting on his bed, spinning the wheels on his skateboard and just looking at it.
George is the one that was the most finicky, though. Like sometimes he'd want to do it, and sometimes he didn't want to do it. I mean, whatever, I respect whatever he wants to do. He's doing his own thing. He's killing it with his beer page.
Shout out to you, George, for doing nothing but whatever you want.
He's never going to listen to this, man. He doesn't.
Okay, man. Vote of confidence from the Peanut Gallery.
Hey, he's the one that says he never listens to these things, man.
Dude, he's got basketball to watch and dolls to play with. I don't know where that came from, George, but I apologize.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love him
for sure.
So much. Like it's crazy to think that, for the better part of my music career, he's been a part of it.
Right. And he still really was leading up until the shutdown of everything.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's so funny to see him, because we know each other a lot of years now, him and I. So it's funny to see him be up on stage and just be him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's such a contrast, and I think we're all like that in a way. I am especially.
Yeah. I would say the more that we've played together, the more we've gotten to see what your real personality is on stage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because when the first show I saw with George, he was very like cold and just stood there and played. And then when he do his announcement, it was like, "Hey, we're lost in transit."
We're lost in transit. Come to our rope sale.
Oh man! But now he's
keychain with it.
And now he's like he's dancing around on stage. He's flopping himself on the floor. He's screaming. He's doing
right.
It's like the George that I never thought I'd see.
Yeah.
But
no, I know it. He's the greatest. It's really, Cal, it's hard to believe, but it really is going to be nice when we can all get back out there.
Doing
our own thing, because this is so unhealthy.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
No one needs to be cooped up like we're not chickens. We don't need to be cooped up like this, So we'll see what happens, but shout out your channels and stuff like that. Shout out your photo or your film company thing.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see, where do I start this thing? Honestly, I haven't 100% completely figured out the structure, but if you follow one of these pages, you will be updated on the rest. So if you're interested in beer and just kind of checking out that stuff, it's Brews the Review, Brews with a Z, at Instagram, YouTube. My first my first YouTube video I posted a couple weeks back, and And then if you want to follow the company side of things, it's Foti Films. And then if you're more into photography, it's Foti Films Photography. My wife completely runs that page. She takes, I would say, 95% of the photos that are posted on there. She's amazing. She's really adapted very well to doing that.
Great trajectory.
The great trajectory. Sam's favorite word. I think that's it, honestly.
Link will be in the YouTube video if you want to check it out, because I can't fit that many links on my Instagram as per the code of the surface gravity viscosity.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. I hate those stupid Linktree things, but it's the only way to get all the links on your bio. You hit,
Linktree?
Yeah. You've never hit somebody's Instagram bio and it's a Linktree, and then you hit it and it pops up every single link, your YouTube link, your podcast link, everything.
I didn't know you could do that.
The company's literally called Linktree. I haven't done that yet, but
I haven't done it either, so it's okay.
Yeah.
If I'm behind the 8 ball, at least I'll be able to push other people forward.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, go check out Foti Films. Go check out all the links that Cal just talked about. This video will be up next week, and because it's Saturday night, probably Monday by the time you listen. And we just want to thank everybody for tuning in once again. Very fortunate to have this show. Very fortunate to have the people listening that I have listening, and very fortunate to have generous guests like my friend Mr. Foti on the show. And we are looking forward to showing you this new doc and having people maybe have a little glimpse of hope that they too can move out of the trailer park one day.
Oh man, I just want to move out of my house.
Yeah, right. Oh my word, my house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Why Are You Laughing podcast, and we are clear.